ask that
question. If you 45 and 50 and 55, we talking about like real adult people now. I think that you're too old for hey, this is what I saw growing up, so these are my views. At some point, you have to come up with your own fucking views.
True. I'm not disagreeing with you. However,
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. Relationships have always been a cornerstone of human experience, but the way we form them, maintain, and even end them has evolved dramatically in the modern era. Technology, shifting societal norms, and changing expectations have redefined what it means to be in a relationship. Technology has revolutionized how we meet and interact with potential partners. Though it's made it easier to meet with potential partners, it also poses new challenges. Traditional gender roles have been redefined in modern relationships. Women are increasingly independent, and men are more open to expressing vulnerability. This shift has led to more egalitarian partnerships where responsibilities like childcare, housework, and financial contribution are shared. Modern relationships often emphasize individuality and personal growth. While this is healthy, it can sometimes create tension when partners struggle to balance their personal goals with the needs of the relationship.
Well, you mentioned Rasheed Wallace. You want to talk basketball players and Paul Pierce?
Oh, we can do that.
All right, Paul Pierce has a yeah, trying to get out of that. Paul Pierce has a clip floating around. I sent it to Parks. You got it?
I do.
Okay, where he's speaking on marriage and
my favorite
thoughts on it.
It's my favorite.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better.
Wear down.
Yeah. It ain't going to be based off of. This is the thing. And listen carefully. Listen carefully. Relationships.
Some boys in a smoker jacket.
Let me say what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So, you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody got to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you?
I really believe that.
It's worse than I thought.
Like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but what do the?
When does he stop talking?
To a woman.
He's almost. We can stop it.
No, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a?
I don't know that we need.
I want to hear more.
Yo, drunk Paul Pierce is one of my favorite people to listen to. Not saying he was drunk here, but he sounded, he
sounded inebriated.
I
think he believes it.
Yeah, I want to let the audience know, and I'm tossing the ball to y'all. I want to let y'all know Paul Pierce is on the list for me of people that I don't listen to one word that they have to say unless he's talking about basketball. If he's not talking bad, I want to hear him and Kevin Garnett. I want to hear that basketball shit. He's one of the greats. Can't take that away from him. Anything outside of that scope, he's on the list for me.
He sounds like he's speaking through trauma. That's what he sounds like. He's speaking. First of all, let's go through the statistics about men. First of all, married men are healthier than their single counterparts. That's just a fact. That's just a fact.
I've definitely heard that.
Okay, and there's a reason for that because their wives take care of them. Whenever you guys,
sorry.
your wives and significant others do a lot for you. You know, they do a lot of the emotional labor. They do a lot. Just hold on. They do a lot of stuff, but they also make sure that you go to the doctor when shit is fucked up because they need you. So married men are taken care of by their wives, so they are healthier than their single counterparts. That's number one. Number two, in terms of marriage being for fucking poor people, the majority of CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, almost every single president, millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, 95% of them are married. Why? Because that indicates stability amongst a whole host of other fucking things. So there you've got that fucking wrong.
Taxes.
To your point, yes,
Yeah,
taxes.
yeah.
It's mutually beneficial to be married rather than being a single person. I can speak to that.
Yes.
And then furthermore, your reality is fucking skewed. You've never been married. You've been living in a bubble. Your reality is not the norm. So if you're associating marriage with just sex that, you know, the desire dries out and then the woman is just going to take you for half your worth and and sue you for child support, well, you sound mad bitter, actually. Like, that's a really, really skewed way of looking at love and companionship. That's fucking wild to me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so I will defer to the gentleman in the room to
To the married
make your
people in
points,
the room.
and the
I'll
married
defer
people in
to
the room.
married people in the
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I do agree with Mel. Stability is important. Taxes. Understanding somebody did.
Why do you keep saying that? Because you got married young. You didn't have money when you got married.
That's not true.
You had money when you got married?
I did. I had a T-Mobile deal. So I did get married, but I spent it on something. Look who woke up. Look who woke up. Look who woke up. Laugh at my expense. Keep going. Look who woke up. Yeah. Fuck out of here, nigga.
Now you had, I didn't know you had a sidekick deal.
I did. Look, man. Look at niggas mad. Look at the hate. I had a T-Mobile deal.
Who hating?
You, nigga. I'm hating.
You did need to protect the team.
He said he made 70 grand from his T-Mobile deal.
You need to protect the funds from the T-Mobile deal. From
Okay.
your wife might have been looking at you like the lick.
I wasn't married yet, but at 20 years old, bro.
$70,000.
At 20, when I was 20, it was a lot. I did
70
bullshit
months.
with it, but it was a lot for me.
Yeah.
It was short lived. I bought 2 watches like an idiot. I bought a car.
Gucci cat.
I bought the Gucci cat. No. That was before.
Thank God you're not on the reparations list.
Yeah, right. I'll fuck up.
Don't worry, it's skipping your house.
You talking about my family?
No, I'm talking about y'all not on the reparations list.
Because why we could. Because we could rip me. Because we could rip me. Would you put me on that list?
I'm sorry.
Would you put me on that list?
You're not. I'm not.
And I gotta report you.
I don't have that much power.
You report me.
Look, it's a finite amount of money.
For sure.
Look,
For sure. We gotta bust that down.
I got to.
Let me ask you a question. Honestly, if you found out your man was on the list, but he was,
We gotta split this money.
was he if he was Caribbean descent, would you really report it?
Yes, we got to split this money.
You taking money from black people, nigga?
You take
Yeah.
away.
Are you crazy? I'm down with you.
No.
nigga, you ain't down.
Nigga, you Jamaican.
But that's all you have.
Another one. We got another one.
Oh, got
Yep,
it.
we got it.
No,
We got
You
it.
Jamaican, nigga.
That was me, Joey.
That's the father side.
King
I'm still getting that
Kunta.
one too.
I don't care what side.
I'm still getting my mama's side of the money.
King Kunta. So bad.
King Kun. That was funny. Oh man.
Please stop, freeze.
Okay, are you finished with your points? Because we're moving around the room.
Oh yeah, man. Yes, I'm finished with my point. I'm just saying, like, marriage, taxes, but not only taxes though. But I do agree with Mel. Like, your wife takes on a lot of responsibilities. Like, it makes you more comfortable as a man for you to go outside and get to it and provide. But she's doing a lot of the inner stuff in the home that you don't even realize it's a lot, and it'll be a strain on you if she wasn't around.
And also discipline.
Yeah, discipline.
And also discipline. Yeah. Like I have
bills. They take care of a lot of shit that you may tend to forget.
Focus.
Yes.
You know, removing
Thank you, ma'am.
all the distractions of the street so you can focus and like become a better version
Oh, you can be
of
outside and be a hoe.
I mean,
Girl, you go
you
cook me some
can.
curry chicken.
You can be outside and be
Well,
a
I go
hoe.
outside and put some.
Have
Nah,
no
I'm sorry.
fucking dick discipline and
sorry.
shit. Go ahead.
I mean, if that's the life you aspire to live.
I mean, hey, whatever.
Who, me?
Float your fucking
Anybody.
boat.
Nigga, you watch your fucking mouth. Yo, you.
Marriage does take a different type of discipline. That's why I'm deferring to the married people. I want to hear from y'all.
Yeah.
But the discipline it takes to look at somebody in the face, like
Every day.
they face. You ever just see the shape of it? Like,
Every day ain't a good face day either.
You look a little different, right?
every day, their face is
But
like
either of us,
shape shifting. Like,
Yo,
bitch,
I mean-
look at you. Got to stare at you until one of us Die.
Okay, Mark.
It's a beautiful thing, though. Like, this is what I say. Paul Pierce said a couple things, though. First, he said, like, relationships, take marriage off the table. He just said relationships are about sex. I just think that's not true. Sex are a big part of relationships, romantic relationships. It ain't the only thing.
He's speaking through his arrested development.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of people, I even know niggas that cheat, that have a great, healthy sort of friendship with their partner, and sex is somewhere else. So I'm saying, like, sex ain't always the thing that keeps you in a relationship. You know what I mean? Right. There's lots of things that keep you in relationships other than sex.
Yeah, like you could actually like the person.
Yeah, like,
you want to be around them.
These niggas don't like women. These niggas don't like women. Not these niggas in the room, but these niggas that we talking about, they don't like women. They just want to sleep with them. But in terms of liking them and seeing value in them, they don't do that.
That sounds like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That is what it sounds like.
That's
it's just
how he
like,
sounds.
That's how he sounds.
That's how he sounds too. I mean, I just don't think. I mean, my wife. I just speak.
No, what the fuck? Don't get. I'm on Mel's side. I agree.
Watch your step, buddy. Too. You're encroaching on my territory.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
Don't even try it.
No.
Keep going, Mark.
No.
Keep going.
To be clear,
nigga.
we were talking about the.
It's not hour 3 yet, boy.
No, not Mel. We're talking about the discourse of feminism.
I just want you to clean it up, my nigga.
Thank you. We're gonna get back to that motherfucking shit.
Yeah,
all right.
We
Got to have it, boy.
I was telling Joe was playfully using the language of feminism, and I was saying that's my territory. No, like, we know, but now that you said that,
now that you said that, we got to
make it clear.
I'm trying to hold you down. Look out.
That was not holding me down.
That was holding you down in the tub.
Right. Head under the water. Right. No, but so I disagree with that point. There is an interesting thing he said that I think we have to be sort of critical of or honest about. Marriage historically has been about money, and marriage was really a contract. It was about ownership. It was a business arrangement, right?
For sure.
And men were giving their daughters to other men, and that's why we gave dowries and land and all this. I mean, it was a business arrangement. So I don't want to pretend that history doesn't exist, but I think there's lots of reasons to get married other than security or safety or money. I'm not saying people don't. It's good reasons to get married. Having somebody with you, having a better financial situation. You're stronger financially if there's two of y'all making an income. All that is true. But there's really good reasons to be married. And I didn't know this until I was married. Even being with my wife before we were married, living with her before we were married, I still find greater value in the marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I actually enjoy being married. And if your partner is your best friend, if it's somebody you really fuck with, married or not, that shit is a whole other level of joy when you get to be home with that person. Don't mean they don't get on your nerves. Don't mean all the other shit is true. But, like, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I think a lot of married men I know wouldn't trade it for. I won't say most, but a lot of married men I know wouldn't trade it for anything. That's all I would say.
Agreed. I think that we've kind of discussed all the reasons why marriage is good, but I also do think that there are people that maybe shouldn't get married. And maybe he's one of those people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you still want to run around and do shit, you probably shouldn't be married. Well, I think that when I meet people that make a lot of money and have been with someone for a really long time and aren't married for some principled reason, I think that that's a little foolish because of the tax benefits, because of the security blanket of being married. There's a bunch of reasons to be married if you make a lot of money, especially if you are committed to a single person. That being said, if you want to run around and fuck a bunch of people, you probably shouldn't be married.
Well, my thing just about what he's saying is
unless you have that arrangement.
But wait, what I was saying, to his point, he's saying, you break up, she take half of everything. You can protect yourself against that.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Like, you act like it's this or that. You could always structure your marriage however you see fit. Get a prenup, whatever you need written in there, and now you're protected. So those things you're sitting here complaining about won't happen to you.
Oh yeah, get that little cheating clause out of there. Oh, man.
Infidelity clause.
Crazy. Are you crazy, girl? Let me get this straight.
Try to sneak it in there.
If I fuck one little incy-wincy girl, you get to take it off.
But I don't think only.
I'm joking right now, by the way, because my girl be listening. I'm joking.
Married people shouldn't be on people weighing in on this. Paul Pierce not even married. I mean, like, what do you?
And never has been.
Right, Joe Ish. What do y'all think about this?
I couldn't agree more with UML. Like, it's Paul Pierce talking. I'm not paying him no mind, but I can't wait to be married. I cannot wait to get married, just for the structure of it. My girl just helps me to be palatable. She helps in my decision making. We find the same shit funny. We enjoy the same music. We enjoy the same shows. Her skin is soft. If that changes, we'll reevaluate it. But like, I love all that shit. I'm with that shit.
I have a friend who, she met her husband and he was a playboy, but The sun rose and set on the crack of her ass, according to him, and they ended up getting married. He was a playboy. He was out in the streets, and he was doing very well for himself. You know, very well. Since they've been married, the structure and discipline and just everything involved in her support and love. He recently just sold his company for like almost $100 million fucking dollars. I don't necessarily know. I'm not a fortune teller. But with the way that he conducted himself and just had girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend, and then what he ended up with, having a structured relationship with somebody who loved and cherished him, and he felt the same way back, and she raising their kids and stuff like that, I don't see him getting to that point without her. You know, and that's just saying, like, just when it is a good marriage and it is a good partnership with people who like and love each other, that's the kind of thing that it affords you to become, like the man that you can become.
I want to also add, by the
growth,
way,
evolution.
In the last, however, let's call it 2 years, we have seen some amazing, prominent, rich, powerful, wealthy, single men get absolutely destroyed by running around the streets doing whatever the fuck they wanted to.
Good point.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. Is there anyone here that has an opposing opinion on this?
On what?
On what he said?
On this
Like
point,
what we've been saying?
on the marriage topic.
I think I don't oppose what anybody's saying. I think Paul Pierce is just speaking from a skewed perspective based on his career and his experiences, though. So I don't necessarily think that if he was an accountant, he would feel that way.
You know what the problem is? He ain't get with them Cape Verdeans. He was over there for fucking
Yes, he
with
did.
them.
That nigga's in Boston a long time.
I think
That nigga, he got with them. He might be the
I don't know if he did.
prime minister of Cape Verde. Fuck you talk about. That nigga was in Boston
I don't know
forever.
if he did. There's some other shit in Boston he might have been around.
Joe.
It didn't, if you was in Boston, that don't mean you was with the Cape Verdeans.
They came across his
You had a
palate.
choice.
No, they came across.
And that might not be his bag. Some of his views, listen, when that nigga was on
He got
ESPN
with
or
some
wherever
Cape
he was playing poker,
I was in Boston for 2 days, and I
you
found
said-
in my prime, I found a few Cape Verde men, nigga. Yeah.
What?
yeah, y'all don't know if that's what makes his tea hot.
Yeah, he might not be.
That might not be.
Might
his
not
bag.
have did it.
They're killing one of these athlete dudes now because they caught him in Vegas on the party bus, and they let like 20 white girls out.
Two of them. It was
two of
Cam
from the Saints. Cam Jordan
and
I forget
Tyler.
I'll tell you that.
it was Cam and somebody else.
It don't matter. We just in a funny place where you can't even let the white girls out the party bus.
Trey Murphy.
Troy Murphy.
Trey Murphy.
I mean, Troy.
He nice too.
Troy Murphy was nice.
Trey Murphy nice too.
He wasn't better than Troy.
Yes, he is.
He wasn't better than Troy Murphy.
I'm telling you, Joe.
Troy Murphy's the big white boy.
I know he is, nigga. He went to Notre Dame.
Trey
I
Murphy's
think.
real nice.
Trey Murphy's tough.
Trey Murphy's real nice.
But I just think that his view is just skewed based on his experiences. Like when them niggas been rich at a young age, they might think every girl in the world want their money. And then they looking at girls as sexual conquests or sexual toys. And so now you placing everything on a sexual relationship.
And if you look at women like in that light, I don't expect you to understand none of this marriage
Exactly.
shit or want to be married.
Exactly.
Because
And
you can
you
get
didn't-
that from anywhere, anytime, any place without having
If
to
you
hear
looking at
anybody's
him
mouth.
And the
only a
other side
sexual
is
thing, yeah.
And the other side, he said his mom was never married, so I didn't even see it in my household.
That was also what
So
he
his
said.
mom
He was
didn't
like,
get married till she was 70.
That was
So I
interesting
never
to tell.
saw it coming up.
It's huge in the
Exactly.
black
And now I'm out here on my own. I'm rich, like you said. Like
That's the part that I thought was sick.
No, that's not true.
That's the part that I thought was
That's
sick.
huge in our demo, especially.
Absolutely.
That's really, really big.
Niggas think
That-
it's normal
What's really
to.
big?
Single motherhood is really, really big, and so we don't necessarily see the importance of marriages because we've never been around a marriage or just a fruitful man and woman
Healthy
relationship. Not all
relationship,
of
I was about
us.
to say, not even marriage.
Not all of
that's,
us.
well, that's why I'm saying it's sick.
You don't know why.
Because had he had a conversation with his mom and asked her, what would you have preferred? Struggling as a single mom, raising us on our fucking own, or would you have preferred to be in a loving marriage with a supportive partner who could raise us together? I think she would have gone with the latter.
But
And
that
it's
has
like- and
nothing
it's
to
like,
do
I
with
don't
what
ma-
he saw as a boy growing up.
I understand that.
I've never had that
No,
conversation with my
no,
mother.
no.
Me neither.
He's
No,
single.
wait a
He's a single parent kid. He's never had that
but that's what
conversation
I'm
with
saying.
his mother.
Yo, I
what I'm
think
saying
when
is
you
it would behoove him to have had that
I'm with Mel.
conversation, to ask that
if you
question.
45 and 50 and 55, we talking about like real adult people now. I think that you're too old for the, hey, this is what I saw growing up, so these are my views. At some point, you have to come up with your own fucking views.
True. I'm not disagreeing with you. However, what I'm saying...
but wait, let me finish. So to say that you pleased with your mom being alone or not finding the one that she deemed appropriate for marriage until 70 years old is sick. If you spoke to your mom...
He didn't say that. He's saying...
That's what he said.
But what he's saying is, she didn't get married to 70, which is why he's saying it's for old people. She got married to have somebody by her side to ride it out. That's what he was saying. So that's what he was saying. He's like, oh, so for me, marriage just means...
So he may not feel like I need nobody at this time.
My comprehension is great. Do you think I'm under the guise of his mother? I'm with Mel. His mother may have wanted some company before she was 70 years old.
I think companionship is a human need.
And if you recognize that, then your mom not being married till 70 shouldn't reinforce your thinking of marriage is only for old people. But it should say the opposite.
That's what you're saying.
It should say the exact opposite. And if your mom met a nigga that she felt appropriate for marriage and he was in the house a little more or around you a little more, no telling how that would affect your thinking today.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I just think at 50 and 55. That's exactly what we're saying. Yeah. We're saying that if he grew up with a man and a woman in a household and his mother had a man, it would have affected his outlook on relationships and how he sees them. Let me finish,
But
Joe.
what we're surmising
Let me finish,
from
please.
it is different.
So no, we're really not. Because if he had a man in his household, his whole outlook and his whole view on relationships could potentially be different. He looks at it that way based on the environment he grew up in, an environment he was introduced to at 17, 18 years old, which is being an all-American athlete and all of the things that come along with that.
Y'all are repeating everything I said. I
said it first.
Then how do you get to, yes, marriage is only for old people?
It's almost. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm asking.
Let me just say this, and then you clear it up. It's almost like he stated it to say she waited until she was 70 with intention to wait, rather than that was a desire that he never knew she had, maybe the majority of her life, and it never happened for her.
And I mean, my views on this, I've had this talk with my mom. I've spoken to my mom about marriage, the lack of marriage, when you was married, how you felt about it, getting older without somebody, wanting somebody to be there. I've had these talks. I don't think that nobody is signing their mom up to fucking live life a certain way and then at 70, at your later years, meet somebody and then yada, 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 and we're going to paint that as the fucking Party City. That ain't Party City. If you witness that, then why the fuck would you get on a platform talking like it's Party City? I just don't understand that part. If y'all do, that's great.
I disagree with the nigga, so I think he's crazy. So.
I disagree with him too, but I understand why he may think like that.
Can I ask y'all something? Why haven't or why wouldn't you have that conversation with your mom?
I have my.
Do y'all got the kind of moms that had that conversation? My mom don't talk about stuff.
Yeah, me and my mom talk about a lot of shit, but I don't need.
I mean, if you're able to, I'm not.
No, I'm saying some parents, some women don't like to talk about their. I mean, in the sense of like, my mom don't talk about bad experiences. She don't talk about her love life.
I don't even need the conversation.
Sex is a rumor.
Yeah, personally, I don't need it. I saw it. I was there. I saw my mom's being with the wrong person, and this is what she will say to this day. Like, my mom's not married now. My mother was married for 20 years to the wrong person and eventually got divorced. And she's like, now I value my peace over anything else. I would much rather be alone than go through what I went through before with the wrong person. So I get that.
That's real.
But I watched the struggle going on.
I think that.
So it's like, I see. I don't have to tell me shit.
Even that right there. Even that right there. There's a value in that. So let's just say Ice hypothetically watched his mother be married to the wrong man for 20, 30 years. Ice could be dead set against marriage based on just viewing that. Everything in all of our environments shape how we see the world.
That is true.
That's a possibility for him.
But to Joe's point, when you are an adult, 40, 45, 50, you now have the responsibility to challenge those long-held beliefs and maybe go to therapy to kind of like fix the way you're thinking. And the reason why I said something about him having a conversation with his mom is because I know something about this. It took me a long time to see my mom outside of just being my mother. You know, just like unconditionally love me, I'm your child, and that's how I saw the relationship. I never bothered to ask the woman any questions about who she was outside of me until it was almost too late. And that's something that I always encourage people to do, and it would behoove him to have that conversation with his mom because it might change his skewed view right now. Like, that's the point that I'm making.
Unless his mom was, Paul Pierce's mom was just happy all those 30, 40 years. You know what I mean? She could have been, Mr. Earl could have been coming down laying pipe and
Can you put your...
Yeah, like she could have had a great life experience and just decide. But part of that is because he's rich.
Yeah. Wham.
Like frankly, she don't need a 70-year-old man marriage right now, 70 to be taken care of.
You might need it now. You might need it now. You might need it now because the money doesn't play as big of a part in your life when you start to get older. But when you 50, 60 running around, my son got $100, $200 million, I might not need the things that, or the securities that a marriage other bring.
That's, his whole, to that point, his whole understanding is skewed by a whole bunch of stuff that's not replicable. Like very few people are gonna have his life and his opportunity and his access. And so I hope a bunch of men don't follow his.
And Paul Pierce might just be unmarriable.
That's possible. Could be that.
Like the same way we talk about women that are of a certain age that may have missed the boat because there was too many options or they was playing around. And why it won't apply for men? This nigga might have been unmarriable for the peak. The prime years of him, where some of the women he wanted didn't want him because he was on fuck shit. Some of that fuck shit you can still hear in his verbiage. And the good women are out of here. So now you just left with, like Mel said, the fucking what did you call it earlier? The feast of the whatever you call it, some nasty shit out there in the single streets.
The dumpster fire.
Oh, the dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. And if you're there, then yes, these are your views. But tell us, these are my views because I'm stuck out here in a dumpster fire and I didn't find nobody that saw the value in me and I refused to do the work so somebody would find the value in me. Say that. That could be true.
Very much so.
Word.
I mean, it's understood that there is going to be a certain. There's a certain type.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I believe all of that to be true. And again, I'm just basing it on the environment that this guy grew up in. Nigga, I'm rich. I'm living in Boston. I'm the man in Boston. It's mad single bad chicks in Boston. I don't want to settle down with none of them because I'm selfish and I'm running around.
Rich niggas got to stop doing that. That shit is lonely, dark, sad,
and guess when you realize
dangerous,
depressing,
dangerous is the word,
risky road most nights. I'm not talking about the night that you went to the club and Vanessa Del Rio was in there with her free cousin and they both sucked your dick all night long. I'm not talking about the night that you went out and had the timiest of times. No, I'm just saying, when I think about my single days,
4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, you in the house by yourself, and when you come home from the club, the club be cool, and when you come home from the club until that next, especially if you got some money, nigga, that next day, you just sitting in the house doing nothing because you self-employed until 9 o'clock at night. You know when 9 o'clock at night come, niggas start hitting your phone. Yo, what you doing? Yo, such and such popping on a Wednesday. And you repeat the cycle. And nigga, we used to be in Greenhouse 4 and 5 nights a week. You just be repeating the cycle. I'm not saying that. I'm telling you that the environment.
And in repeating of the cycle, because it gets deep, at some point you niggas with money go home and you have everything you want there, and that high is gone now.
True.
There is nothing that you could go out and buy that you didn't buy, that you didn't purchase. So now that euphoric feeling got to come from doing something nice for somebody else.
That was what Will Smith said a couple months ago when he was like, yo, I bought everything I could buy.
True.
So now
he smoked that interview, and I agree with everything that he said.
He's like, so now you have to find out how to be happy internally.
True.
Yeah.
And a lot of niggas don't even want to look inside. They can't look in the mirror, let alone look inside.
You know how many times in my single days when I had a couple dollars to spare, you just wanted to buy a fly pair of boots for a lady, but there was no lady because
you single thinking about you look. You see a banging ass location come across your thing. You know I'm a travel dude, so you single. You see this dope ass location and you like, damn. I wonder who I could go there with. I wonder somebody I could take there with. Not no jump off bitch that I'm just fucking. Somebody that I like and I want to spend time.
This experience
my nigga, when you go on vacations, I don't know about everybody else. When you go on vacations, it separates who you like from who you like. You in that room for 6 days, 7 days, 4 days, whatever the fucking duration of time is. You sitting in that room. It ain't no she gotta go home. You don't have no time off from this girl. You ain't going to work tomorrow. Y'all in this room for 4 days by yourself, 24/7, y'all. And if you don't like this bitch and you just looking at her like a piece of ass, that shit is whack.
That shit gonna wear off quick.
Ain't no sunset. You don't care about no sunsetting with Keisha. Tanya better get her dusty ass. You know what I'm saying? You done nut it as much as you could nut.
Yeah, and at some point, pardon me, at some point, your brain and your eyes could fuck more than you can too.
True indeed. 1000%. 1000%.
But good luck to Paul Pierce. Whatever works. Listen, I'm in my to each its own era in life. I'm trying my best not to judge most of y'all out there. Whatever y'all want to do, totally fine with me. Everybody got to do what's best for them with their brief time on earth. Whatever that is that makes you happy.
Judging is fun.
I love the judge. I like a good
Silence,
judge.
you know, and that's what another thing a wife is good for. You
Yes.
can get all your judge shit off.
Oh, we
with
just
that.
judge.
What?
You know what I'm judging right now?
Please.
Lars the Pippen. No, I'm sorry. I'm not judging Lars the Pippen. I'm judging
I'm about to say
the
you
dude.
late. You late on this.
Jeff Kobe?
Yes, I'm judging him.
Why?
You judging who?
The dude is marrying Lars the Pippen.
Who?
Jeff Kobe.
Jeff
is that?
Kobe. He's a
That's her new boyfriend.
shocked to know former basketball player.
No.
Who announced that they're getting married in November.
Okay, tell me more. Why you feel bad for Jeff Kobe? You found the person you love.
I have so I could be wrong. When people demonstrate a certain pattern,
Oh yeah, you're wrong. Go ahead.
yeah, I might be. I'm open to this. I want you to tell me how I am. Larsa Pippen seems like somebody who's there for the moment. She seems like an opportunist, and she seems like she's obsessed with young basketball players. I don't see this lasting, and I feel like I don't get what draws a 30-year. Was he 30?
He's 31.
31. A 31-year-old man to that. Again,
And she's 50.
do what you want. If you want to marry a 50-year-old woman, that's fine. It's not her age. It's the fact that she's got a pattern and a type, and she seems like an opportunist to me. And I could be wrong.
Do you think opportunists don't get married?
Yeah, they do.
They do. I'm just saying. I'm judging them because I'm like, bro, you don't see this. You don't see the play. You know what I mean? I watch her get married. I watch her do the reality shows. It's like she's making money off the marriages, off the relationships.
And what makes you think that he doesn't see the play?
He might.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well,
He might
school
see the
me.
play.
School me. That's what I'm saying.
Some niggas see the
I
play
don't
and just
know.
be all right with the shit. Some niggas know the play, see the play, and fuck it. All right.
I'm here for the ride too.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good
And
perspective.
if he know that and is
We're the
signing up for that,
participants.
then yeah, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer at that point.
That's a great point. I assume everybody's being earnest. So I always
How do you feel about Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates' marriage, or alleged marriage?
I haven't thought about it. I'm fascinated by it.
Think about it.
I'm fascinated by it.
I want to see if there are parallels for you.
I think the difference, and again, I could be wrong.
She's been on the internet. There's a pattern of behavior.
But she seems to have interrupted her pattern and made like a very like stark, like, look, I'm changing my life. I'm going to be somebody else.
Dark Lamont Hill.
Again, I could be wrong. I'm just saying, I'm a sucker. I'm starting by saying I believe people be earnest.
And she may. I'm not calling your name saying that that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm saying that most times when these women get married, they've shown that to the person that they're marrying. Not to say that it's true or not. Like whatever Britney showed Kevin Gates, as far as I'm turning my life around, I'm willing to adopt this new yada 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 yada. I don't know what Larsa Pippen is kicking in this guy's ears. She might be saying, "I'm gonna turn my life over to God now."
And I'm not saying this about Brittany Renner because I don't know this to be true about her. But sometimes also, women look at that clock. Like she's, again, I'm not saying she's old or anything, but they start to realize, yo, it's all like what I was doing, being the it girl.
Yeah.
That time might have passed me a little bit. It's a whole new crop out there that's running around it. So it's almost settled down time. Let me find something that a little bit more stable now. I can't run the life that I used to, or I get to that point like Joe was just talking about, where I am quote unquote unmarriable because I bullshitted all this time. But now don't nobody want to take me serious.
You've convinced me.
Yeah.
You convinced me to not be so skeptical. That's fair.
Yeah, and there's plenty of women there's plenty of women that find their identity in whatever their role is in their partner's life. Also, so right, like who am I to say that Brittany is on bullshit? She met somebody. This is his belief system and his religion and yada yada yada. She's rocking with that. Niggas can't come and say, listen, for weeks now, I've been wanting to come and talk about all the, I can't talk about it, but the new women that are turning faith and covering up and just, it's a lot of being converted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It is.
Oh, it's a wave. It's a wave happening currently.
What do you think the wave is?
But who am I?
Converted to Islam?
Yes.
Dope.
Women that
Live that life.
Outside.
who am I to come say? There's nothing I can say.
I think that's dope.
At
There's
some
nothing you
point,
can say.
at some point, you look at yourself in the mirror every day, Mark, and you want to change.
Yeah.
You want to change it, whether it's converting or just following God.
Yeah,
You
come
want
on.
to change your life.
Some of them just
chill.
look at it like, yo, what
Like
I've been
Michelle-
doing ain't working. It ain't like if you keep doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results. She like, yo,
No, it worked.
it's not working for the long term for what they want.
No, it may not work internally, but
That's what I'm
it
talking
may work. I mean, instant gratification is a thing.
Yeah, until it stops.
until
Until you get 77 pocketbooks, until you have every car that you could drive,
Yes.
until you've been to every restaurant, until you have all of these material items, and none of that shit, when you go home at night and lay down on that pillow, makes you happy. You still feel empty inside, so now I gotta look for something different.
And I agree with you on that because there's a lot of people.
Guess who make you feel better? The post office nigga that you shitted on for the last 30 years.
I agree with you. There's some people that I know personally.
But Larson got her a baller.
That haven't.
He ain't that. Go look at his career. Her net worth might be higher than his.
Probably is. I mean, especially with
Is he a current player?
former.
Okay.
Played overseas and shit like that.
No, I mean, he ain't no Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan once removed. But I think for me, part of it might just be my reality show meter. You know what I mean? When I'm around her, I just read her. I read everything as a setup for something else. But what they were saying when you walked out was like, there's also the possibility he's in on it, that he's not a sucker, but he's going with the play too. Like maybe he knows exactly what he's walking into and he's okay with it. And if that's the case, go for it.
Come on, chill, man.